People think fine dining means silverware and refined atmosphere. But I'd rather stay at home. Look at that.
We won't tell them, okay?
Good food for the girlies. Hi, I'm Tiffy Cooks. You might recognize me from my YouTube and my Instagram channel, and this is my girl Jordana.
I think they know me by now.
We're gonna have girls' night in. Let's get comfortable. Much better.
Looking good, awesome. So, Tiffy, what are we gonna cook today?
Today we're making miso black cod with ginger blistered shishito peppers and buttery mushrooms.
Today with Tiffy, we're cooking with black cod, ginger, shishito peppers, black oyster mushrooms, dried shiitake mushrooms, mayo, mirin, jasmine rice, white miso paste, soy sauce, white sugar, and butter. Step 1, cook the rice. So we've got our rice, we've already rinsed it. We're gonna add it to the pot and then we'll add the water to it.
I think I always have people asking me how to cook fluffy rice that are not sticky and mushy together. And the trick is to rinse it and to rinse out all the starch. And that will make a huge, huge, huge difference.
And we're gonna add some salt. We wanna make sure that our rice has a good flavor. Never too much, right? Okay, so we're gonna put the rice on the stove. We're gonna bring the water to a boil. Once it's boiling, we're gonna cover it, lower the heat, and let it chill for about 15 minutes, and then your rice is pretty much done.
Cooking is special for me because food is my happy place. Cooking for those I love is my love language. I grew up with a household full of foodies. My mom and my grandma are probably the best home cooks I know, and my dad has such a strong passion and love for food. I'm pretty sure that's why I love food so, so, so much. Nothing makes me happier than spending a whole day in the kitchen, cooking, having fun, experimenting, and having the ones I love enjoy the food too.
Step 2, prepare the cod.
So the most important step is to pat dry the black cod. The more dry we pat it, the more the flavors is actually gonna soak in and marinate.
Yeah, and now we're gonna make the delicious marinade.
Yes.
We've got some miso. We have some mirin, bit of sugar, some mayo.
The mayo is actually a tip that I got when I was traveling in Japan.
Oh, tell us
And
about
then they said it adds like a nice smoky flavor. So when you go to like omakase restaurants, they always have that nice smokiness.
Oh yeah.
And they said it was the mayo that gave it. So it's gonna smell so good when we're cooking it.
Awesome. And like with fish, we don't really need to marinate it a whole lot of time, so you don't need to worry about that, right? While we prepare the sauce, we're gonna make sure that we turn on our oven because this is gonna get in there soon and we don't want it to be cold, right? So
we're gonna preheat the oven to 400 and that's gonna give the black cod a nice smokiness and it's gonna cook it nice and evenly. It's gonna get nice and buttery on the inside.
oh, it's gonna be so good.
Let it marinate as much as you can, ideally for 20 minutes. But if you are cooking at home and you want to meal prep, you can also make it the night before, which is perfect, and leave it in the fridge. The longer you marinate, the softer the fish will get, and also the more flavorful it'll be.
Right, and you can also flip it over because we got skin on one side. So sometimes like the way the fish is, it's gonna like fall off. So we don't have to be shy. We can always like smush it around. That's my very technical term, right?
Yeah.
Smush. Step 3, mise en place. So we're gonna get all set up for the rest of the recipe. First, we have some dehydrated mushrooms, and we're gonna just add some boiling water to that to rehydrate them. And we're gonna use that broth later on.
I'm gonna prep the shishito peppers here, and then it's really easy. All you really have to do is make tiny little slits on the shishito pepper. This way, when we char them, it won't explode and the steam can actually come out. So just tiny little slits.
Safety first, right?
Yes.
And while Tiffy gets to work on the shishitos, I'm gonna tear the beautiful mushrooms. We don't need to cut them. I mean, you can, but why not like just use your hands and get them into like more manageable size pieces to eat.
And the pepper smells really fresh and smells smoky.
And the shishitos, what's the deal with them? Are they spicy? Not too spicy?
I love that you really don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really not. It's mild and sweet with a little bit of bitterness and smokiness. And then sometimes you get a really, really spicy one. So that's the fun part.
Yeah, it's like you're playing like the lottery when you eat some eat some Shishitos. Will you get the spicy one, or won't you get the spicy one?
People think that shishito peppers are intimidating to make at home, but it's actually really, really easy. And we're gonna have lots of tips and tricks in the recipe card, so I can't wait for you guys to try it at home. For this recipe, because there's so many different elements to it, doing this first will save us so much time.
Yeah, awesome. I think everyone at home will really thank you when they get this recipe on the table. The last step is to just chop up some of that ginger. So the trick I like to use is to use the spoon, so just peel it.
Yeah, it smells so good here right now.
You can smell it all the way over there. So once it's peeled, we're just gonna chop a little bit of it up, and you could use, like, if you have a microplane, you can grate it, but I like to practice my knife skills, make sure I can still do it, you know?
And this honestly is perfect for date night, because if you're with your partner or with your friends, you can each prep an item.
Yeah, clearly, like, look at this duo. I mean, I'm probably not as good as your partner, but listen, I can cut some ginger if I need to.
Way better.
We won't tell him, okay? Make sure he doesn't watch us. Step 4, cook the cod. So now that it's been marinated, we're gonna transfer it to the baking, like the sheet pan that's lined.
We're gonna have the skin side down. That way the top can get a nice char. And the miso and the mayo are really gonna help add color. And we're actually just gonna put it in the oven for around 10 minutes or so super quick.
Yeah, we like a quick recipe, especially for date night, or girls' night, as they say.
We're just gonna leave it in there, and then we can work on the mushroom and shishito peppers.
Perfect. Step 5, cook the shishito peppers.
So it's really, really simple. All we have to do is just add some oil in the pan, and then we're gonna smoke the shishito peppers.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we can also make the sauce, which is really simple.
While you get that heated up and started, we're gonna mix some soy with ginger, fresh ginger that we just chopped, and I'm gonna add the sugar, and you can get us started with that.
We're gonna add the peppers in.
Let's get around here. Just to dissolve the sugar while we cook that.
And we're just gonna leave the shishito peppers, letting it have a nice char on each side. Just keeping an eye out on it. We added the nice slits, because if we didn't, right now, it would get really steamy and it might explode. So we got that covered already.
And you don't have to be like, I'm always impatient in the kitchen, so I always have to remind myself, like, it's okay. Like, they can chill, they can cook in the pan. We want them to get brown, that's the goal. It's gonna taste better, so not to worry.
And you can really smell it for this dish when it starts becoming ready, because it gets smoky and it adds a lot nice color to it. And it's totally optional, but you could also chop up the shishito peppers if you want it to be more bite-sized pieces, or you can eat it as whole. So really, the options are endless. It's up to you.
Yeah, and the seeds could make it spicy if it is a spicy pepper, right? So like, if you're a little bit worried, chop it up, take out the seeds, you could serve everyone, and even the people who don't like spicy food.
When I'm in the kitchen, I love having fun, experimenting with different produce. My mind is at peace. I just enjoy what I'm doing, tasting different things. Sometimes we've got something amazing, sometimes it's interesting, but overall, I just love that there's no right and wrong. It's just about customizing it to your own liking. Should we test it?
Yeah, let's see. Give me a small one. Let's see if it's spicy. Go on it. A little bit hot. I think I got a mild one.
Mild one?
My face is not on fire, right? I'm not all red.
Not yet.
It's not spicy yet. Okay, so we good? So are we good? You wanna get those nicely into this pan? Oh, you got the tongs. You're good. Sweet. They look great.
Wow, the colors.
So nice and vibrant. Step 6, cook the mushrooms and serve.
We have 2 types of mushroom here. We have shiitake mushrooms as well as oyster mushrooms. We're just gonna add the mushroom into the same pan as earlier. So the trick to bring out like even more flavors in the mushroom is just to let it cook on a dry pan for around 2 to 3 minutes. And also mushroom has a lot of moisture, so this will bring out a lot of moisture from it, which adds a lot of even more texture and flavor to the mushroom. And then you don't have to worry too much, because really like the mushroom will release a lot of water. So
you'll start noticing, right? Like the color will start changing. It'll kind of look wet at a certain point in the mushrooms, right?
Ooh.
This doesn't take long, so we're trying to get everything done while the fish cooks, so that once the fish is ready, we're just gonna plate it up. So then, once we get those kind of set, we're gonna add some butter, right?
Yes.
And I mean, you can't go wrong with butter, right?
Butter is gonna really make the whole dish even more rich.
Yeah.
Which ties really, really nicely with the black cod. And then the butter will also give the dish a little bit of a sauce too, because now it's kind of like a mushroom sauce.
And you're gonna have that delicious buttery experience. So we have a little bit of the mushroom, like the rehydrating mushroom liquid. Should we add a bit to the pan to give it to help us build that sauce?
Yes. The mushroom is gonna add lots of umami flavor, which will in turn add a lot of depth to the dish.
Yeah.
It smells amazing.
And we're not seasoning it yet because we're gonna add some soy and ginger in there.
And the soy sauce pairs really, really nicely with mushrooms too.
Yeah.
It really does help bring out the flavor. So behind the process, I wanted something that was easy to make at home, but it was indulgent as well as perfect for a date night. Every single bite is the perfect bite. We got the buttery miso black cod paired with the smoky ginger shishito peppers, and then the mushrooms add tons of umami flavor as well as earthy tones, giving it a really nice depth. That way, every bite you take is the perfect bite.
Shall we try it?
Yes, let's try it.
Here you go. Mmm. So good.
And that's it.
Yeah, there you go.
We're ready.
Now everything's done. We're ready to plate up our dish, right?
Let's start with the fluffy rice.
Gonna put that in the middle of the plate. Don't be shy. Then we're gonna top it with the fish. Place that right on top.
Let's put some shishito peppers around.
Yeah, let me know if you need a spoon. Should we do that with a spoon? Easier.
Get the sauce.
And then the beautiful buttery mushrooms. They look amazing, golden, delicious. Let's place that on top.
Yum. I can't wait to dig in.
It's gonna be so good. Awesome, and guess what? Now, the best part. Eating.
For my favorite lady.
Thanks, Tiffy. Let's dig in.
Cheers.
All right, now we get to enjoy the fruits of our labor, right?
Oh, I got a spicy piece.
When you're eating at home, you're having a girls' night, you want to enjoy your friends' company and the food and not spend 3 hours prepping for it, I would imagine.
Get my recipes today at makegoodfood.ca.